Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. So we're at the start of August 2021, so let's have a look at what's been happening, particularly for July, in our kind of a daily activity monthly roundup of blockchain games, at least some of the most active blockchain games, not looking at everything. But we can see there has been a pretty big launch in July, and that is Cryptoblades. So this is just sort of a pure kind of a linear graph. So we have the number of daily active unique wallets on the vertical scale here. This is data from DappRadar. So we can see here where the graph is scaled up to 500,000. So this is 500,000 daily active unique wallets. This is all on-chain activity. I'll talk a little bit about that later on. But this is on-chain activity. So everything that's happening on-chain. And in April and May, we had this big spike coming up from Alien Worlds, the kind of idle mining game on the Wax blockchain, and that dropped off. And this was like the one game that was massively bigger than all the other games. Hardly see them down here. But then in July, we had this another sort of similar. You can see sort of similar velocity growth curve, and this is Cryptoblade. So this is a sort of broadly similar. Actually, it's a sort of an NFT based fantasy RPG, actually based on the Binance Smart Chain. So we'll look into that in a bit more detail, the different sorts of chains going on here, but we can see here very strong growth. In Alien Worlds, you basically you equipped NFTs and then you mined out this token, the Trillium token. Sort of similar in Cryptoblades, you have to buy or mint or buy NFTs. You need a character and a sword in this case, and then you go and fight enemies, and that gives you XP for your character to level up, and also you start earning skill, which is the kind of underlying token, the cryptocurrency for Cryptoblades. So we can see very successful. It's now, in a matter of sort of days, gone through 250,000, which is kind of where Alien Worlds is at the moment, and kind of marched through 300,000 and heading towards 400,000 daily active unique wallets. So, in terms of kind of gameplay, nothing very interesting there. It is basically I mean, it's not different, I guess, to a lot of kind of free-to-play mobile games. You basically have a character, you choose a weapon. There's a sort of a rock, paper, scissors thing with the elements. So you have fire, water, earth elements, and they all sort of play off against each other differently. So you basically pick what character you want, pick what weapon you want, and then you sort of level them up. And then you get this kind of skill token. The skill token actually you have to claim. It's quite a complicated sort of withdrawal system. If you want to claim it straight away, you lose 15% and blah, blah, blah. Sort of a whole bunch of blockchain stuff. We won't worry about that too much. But the headline thing is we now have another very popular sort of game in terms of on-chain activity. It's not just those two, though. Let's have a quick look. Take those two out of the equation so we can see more easily what's going on with some of this kind of smaller volume games, smaller sort of activity games, sorry, I should say. So we can actually see here, it's kind of interesting that even in July, we've actually seen uptick from two of the other games that we've looked at for a while. So we have Upland in yellow here. So that had a big uptick in sort of April, sort of sustained in May, June. Into July, it has had these peaks, so it's gone over 40,000 wallets here. It's had these big spikes, but then sort of come back down to where it was. So looking at about 25-ish thousand kind of daily active unique wallets there. So it's sort of broken out and sort of come back down again. We can see here Axie Infinity bobbling along down here. This is looking at what's happening on the Ethereum blockchain. So this is what's looking at effectively this is NFT trading on the marketplace, and you can see here into July very sharp rises. So actually we have Uplands, Axie Infinity and Splinterlands all sort of roughly around the same sort of level. So Uplands and Axie Infinity around sort of 25,000 daily active unique wallets. Actually, Splinterlands has also had a big breakout. So it's gone from about 8,000 straight to 30,000. So in a short period of time, it's kind of broken straight out. So we sort of know I've done videos on Axie and Splinterlands already, so we won't go into that in too much detail. But with Axie Infinity, we've had just lots of kind of activity going on, particularly around the price of the NFTs. It's gone up a lot. We have the sort of AXS token and the SPL token, both of which have gone up quite a lot, particularly the AXX token, the AXS token should say. It's gone hit a peak of getting on for $50, dropped back down a little bit since. But that's sort of driving activity in that system. And for Splinterlands, they've released their SPS token. Again, like the like the AXS token for Axie. The SPS token for Splinterlands is a governance token. So it's the idea is in future you'll be able to kind of vote on things in there. Potentially you'll get some other kind of rewards from that. And actually they've launched quite quickly with that, and they've also launched with staking. So now every day there's an airdrop going on for the SPS token for the next year. So if you have any assets in Splinterlands, you get some SPX token every day. There's an airdrop. You get sort of a certain amount. It sort of changes every day depending on how much there is in the system, so to speak. But now you can stake that, and then you can get sort of return. Currently, it's about 400 equivalent of would be about 400 APR, although obviously that tends to go down over time. So we just a lot of stuff going on with Splinterlands. Not really in terms of the gameplay. The gameplay is pretty much the same, but in terms of sort of the blockchain elements, this sort of idea of governance and the idea of kind of communities, and that's kind of held together with a token. Obviously, if you want to, you could get the SPS token every day and go and sell it and cash it out, or swap it for Bitcoin or whatever you sort of want to do. But this kind of shows when there is this kind of this economic incentive is unleashed in these games. Obviously, you see fairly explosive growth. How long that continue for, who knows? We'll see. But pretty interesting month, July, that we've seen certainly 3 games go kind of grow very rapidly in terms of daily activity. Obviously, there's other things to look at as well, particularly sort of NFT sales and things like that. I thought I would have a quick look while we're here at Alien Worlds and Cryptoblades and look at the transactions per user. So transactions per user is basically it's a crude average. But basically, you look at the number of transactions on the blockchain that they're operating on, divided by the number of wallets. So it shouldn't be actually; it should be transactions per wallet. Really, I've kind of entitled that wrong. This is a log scale because there's the Alien Worlds has a lot more transactions per wallet than Cryptoblades does. We can actually see here there was this very weird period of time when Alien Worlds launched, and it actually was up to about 300 transactions per wallet, and that was driven by bots. So there's a lot of botting going on. Probably still a lot of botting going on in Alien Worlds because it's a very easy game to bot. It's an idle game. But at one point over 300 transactions per wallet daily. That's dropped down. It dropped down to about 30. It's gone up to over 50, dropping down a little bit now. But basically at the moment there's an average of about sort of 50-ish, probably about 45 transactions per wallet on Alien Worlds, and that's people just basically hitting mine, and you sort of mine out these wallets, and there's a cooldown period. You have to wait before you can remine them. So that's what's going on there. I say probably quite a lot of that is still driven by bots. Cryptoblades sort of interesting. So Cryptoblades is running on the Binance Smart Chain, and it's a different sort of chain in the sense that you have to pay a gas fee on it. So with Alien Worlds, it's a sort of you pay. It's a proof of stake. You don't even have to stake tokens. You're basically tokens are staked for your address, and you basically get access to the network sort of for free unless you're doing an awful lot of transactions. So Alien Worlds, basically you just hit sort of transact on mine, and you don't pay any fee. With Cryptoblades, you are paying a gas fee for the doing the battles. So there is a cost involved for doing that. And so that's kind of why we see that there's kind of fewer transactions per user. Let's actually go to this other graph here that I've done, so it's easy to see. This is not a non-log scale. So we can see here, so Alien Worlds is about kind of just over 40 at the moment. So Cryptoblades at the start, when you could really make a lot of money, in the early days when the price of the skill token was low but going up quite quickly. We had the people were playing this quite a lot, so you had an equal number of transactions per wallet here, so over 40 transactions per wallet for a few days. But we can see with Cryptoblades, as the price of the skill wallet has declined quite a lot, it's down about getting on 70% now. We can see that people are sort of playing less because it makes sense. There's less economic value in doing this. You end up paying out more in the BNB token, which is what you pay the gas fee in. Then you're getting back in this skill token, and the skill tokens are sort of locked in this weird way as well. So there's a bit of sort of friction in there. So we can kind of see the difference here mainly driven by the fact you have to pay a gas fee in Cryptoblast, and in Alien World you don't. Obviously, there's other dynamics going on here in the sense that the underlying price of these projects is generally going down because people are mining it out and then dumping it on the market. It's not really, these games don't have a lot of deep kind of gameplay that you keep you engaged. You sort of it's the sort of economic kind of models. That's fine, but there's no reason really that you want to sort of keep going and sort of get to the next boss, or they're just very simple games. They're really more like, I would consider them sort of token distribution models. At the moment, it's not to say they couldn't become games. I think certainly Alien Worlds has a roadmap for what it's going to do. I imagine Cryptoblast probably does as well, but we can kind of see the problem with these massively strong launches is everyone gets involved. People start making a ton of money, not necessarily the developers. People are sort of mining these things out, maybe using bots, and then the whole thing sort of becomes unsustainable at that level, drops down, and that kind of has this sort of impact of declining engagement. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. This is Blockchain Gaming World. Every month we go through some figures, do lots of other things as well, but this is our sort of monthly roundup, so keep it here. Subscribe to the channel for this sort of stuff. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon.